Formula One returned to the horniest track on the calendar, where the fountains, the dome, the Bellagio and the strip get more airtime than the race cars, and for good reason. Thanks to those pesky manhole covers, we get treated to 2.5 practice sessions entering a qualifying session where we saw a unicorn. Blue sticker tyres. Despite wet and honestly treacherous conditions mixed with strolls and colapintos, we had 3 sessions without a single red flag, which culminated in another Norris pole and another bad luck story for Oscar, as a lingering yellow caused Oscar to slow down and then Isaac's attempted murder on Piastri. The race gets underway and Norris is fighting shadows out there as he outbrakes only himself, giving Max and George the lead positions. It's amazing what happens when Kimi isn't beside Lando off the start. The most hated driver in Formula One's eyes gets clean bowled by Lawson and loses 2 spots. Hang on. No further action. Liam escapes the wrath of the FIA, also known as fucking Australians. However, he pits due to a self-inflicted wing damage. The race goes on and to be boring AF with 2 delayed VSCs to ensure no unfair advantage, and I'm going to be the first to say this, at a time when Oscar would have benefited the most. Come at me. McLaren pit Oscar and perform a well-executed undercut and an apparent overcut circuit, according to the noodles at Sky Sport. Oscar manages to get Charles and Sainz before ranging onto the back of Kimi's 6-metre wide car, which was carrying a time penalty for being premature in his young age at the start of the race. George always carries a white flag in the cockpit and even gave his team a heads up on his intent to use it against Lando. Let's not forget the nation both these boys air from. Once Lando clears his countryman, he's told to go and get Max, much to GP's amusement, who advises Max of the threat from behind. Max responds without saying a single word, but putting in fastest lap after fastest lap, opening the lead to 7 seconds, before McLaren wave a white flag of their own as they run out of fuel, or save face, as Lando in fact could not go and get Max. Max wins over car 4, Russell takes 3rd, barely over his teammate, who casually did 48 out of 50 laps on 1 tyre set. Thanks Pirelli. Oscar takes 4th and drops to 30 points behind in the title hunt, and 12 clear of Max, pending FIA investigation.
All right, Timmy.
Whoa, straight into it. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I don't fuck around here.
No fucking around. Not when the cameras turn on.
Tell you who is fucking around.
The FIA.
The FIA.
Yep.
So we're a little bit different today. We're recording just hours after the Grand Prix.
Bright and early.
Bright and early. Oh, I guess bright and early in terms of recording, but really, essentially a day early.
Yeah.
So very kind of the Formula One to schedule a Grand Prix that's actually kind to us Australian viewers.
They want to keep doing Saturday afternoon races in local time. So it works for us.
I usually work on Sundays. Well, I do work Sundays, and I work today, but
Yes,
you know, I might have gotten an early mark to make sure I could catch the Grand Prix at a...
Did your work know about it though? Or that's the question.
I cannot disclose what I told work.
Yeah. So they know you left.
Oh, they know I left.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, most of work knows I left.
Yeah.
Some of work
just the people
doesn't.
that need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, baseline people.
Yeah. But, you know, priorities. Like, who needs to make a living when you've got a race to catch?
Yeah.
One of, like, 3 decent hour races.
Literally.
You know.
Especially now what will come off the last sort of 4.
And, like, the podcast is on the up, you know. So, like, I'm all in on this thing.
Oh,
you know?
for sure. So, reasons aside, you don't need to tell work your reasoning. Can you go early?
Is that how you play it? You just tell work only what they need to know. Yeah.
Well, that's how it works, right?
How do you call in sick, by the way? If you've got a sick day,
I don't call in sick. I'm a trooper. I'm a trooper.
You're a trooper.
Yep. I got them sick hours.
When was the last time you called in sick?
According to the podcast, sick that night too.
How many sick hours do you have?
Oh, I don't even know. A lot.
Yeah,
I don't call in sick.
All right. So I've got...
here we go. Tell me. Yeah.
I think I've got...
Can you hit the bottom?
6.
How many times have you bottomed out?
I think I've only bottomed out once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only once, yeah. But I think as of right now, I've got like 6 hours.
Yeah, so I got like almost 200, I think.
Yeah, so you were expecting me to say 6 days, weren't you? You were like, no, 6 days is pretty good.
No. No. I was not expecting you to say 6 days.
I would argue that you're more of a chump for not taking 6 days. They're 3 days off.
Well...
Have you never heard of a mental health day?
Yeah, I'm a trooper.
How's your head? Because I'd say you're pretty fucked in the head. So you maybe need to take more.
And then I come here and make it even worse.
Hey, I'm glad I can contribute. Yeah. Just by the way, there's no HR department here.
No, we are HR.
You know, there's no
we're the record label and the motherfucking crew.
Yeah. Well, no, there is HR. It's me. Just send me an email.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you got a complaint, forward it to me.
Yeah.
I'll review it.
Yeah.
And then
I'll know the outcome. And
Yeah, no, I'll throw it in the bin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just like I do.
And then you'll let me know.
Just like I do everything else you send me.
Yeah, and then you'll let me know.
Yeah.
You throw it in the bin.
By the way, just real quick, we went go-karting last week. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
And I was faster than you.
Well,
I was faster than you 2 out of
major-
3 of the races.
Was it?
Yeah. The first race I was faster than you. The second race you were faster than me. The third race I was faster than you.
Yeah, no. The last race I had all sorts of traffic issues.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
all sorts of traffic
Traffic
issues.
issue. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Let's not forget I gave you the track position. And then
Clean air is king.
it is clear, that's what I'm saying. And then we got screwed.
You still got to know how to race your lines and.
No, we got absolutely screwed. We had 11 carts on that tiny track. They shoved us with
Oh, it's good.
anyone who walked through the door.
It was good fun just carving up through them though, right?
Yeah. No, it was. Plus, you got like 40 kilo weight advantage of me.
That's
And
your fault.
those electric cars, I was behind you up some of them parts, and you were boogieing.
You didn't need to disclose our electric. Everyone thought we were cool up until then. They just fucked the whole thing.
Hey, Formula One, you want to be
Chris,
electric?
cut that out.
Well, Formula One want to be electric. It is what it is. You
The
know?
electric carts were actually impressive. When we first turned up, I was like, "It's this pussy shit."
Well, you walk in, there's no atmosphere. It's everyone's kind of, you can hear people murmuring in the cafe because the carts are so quiet.
And those people are like mums of like 14-year-old girls.
Yeah,
That was wild.
who are also very quick, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been go-karting on and off for 10, 15 years. I've never seen so many like young kids.
Yeah.
They're like, and the kids go-karting for sure, but like a lot of girls go-karting now. So they're fast. I mean, we saw that the fastest time of that day was set by a 14-year-old, 15-year-old girl. So wow, man, that's
You got to wonder,
I mean, for me, like I'm not a big racer, but you put hours in the sim. You're in a league. You know.
Right, let's move on.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
All right.
you don't need to.
Okay.
What are you digging me in for?
All right. It's my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
Okay. It's my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
It brings me happiness. If you knew how much
clean air.
happiness, making you feel terrible brought me,
Yeah. Well, you must be the happiest man.
then you would
alive.
feel just as happy.
Yeah, it does. It's like swings and roundabouts because it does make me happy.
See, like we got multiple siblings, but you're definitely my favorite punching bag. So
Yeah. No, I'll take it. Someone's got to be right.
Las Vegas. Let's get to business. Okay.
All right.
We're a professional podcast.
Mhm.
Let's focus up.
Let's just be honest. We're just waiting for this breaking news. We're just waiting for the inevitable because
So we're in a bit of a pickle because we're recording.
we're recording too early. This is why we delay things a little bit.
Yeah, we're only
the
hours
dust
after
settle.
the Grand Prix ended, and it was a pretty run-of-the-mill Grand Prix. We were probably coming in a little bit sad and a little bit heartbroken.
Definitely hard to find
bit of
motivation.
frustration.
I found.
Yeah.
Straight away, I was like, "How do you get up and do this after that?"
But as we were doing our notes, it came out that the skid plates of the McLaren cars were potentially under size.
Going down too far. Yep.
Yeah. So, at the moment, it looks like the two McLarens are going to be disqualified, which is going to have massive championship implications. And this is a huge story in this season, right?
Yeah.
So, we've been dilly-dallying for a little while, waiting
Too
for
long.
the FIA to,
But announce the inevitable.
basically. And they're
They
kicking
won't
around.
do it. They won't do it.
They're doing what we do.
They're procrastinating.
And
They're in there
talking
talking
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get to business, guys. Be serious.
All the drivers are already back in fucking Monaco in their apartments, tucked into bed.
Yeah.
And they're still going, how do we spin this so it doesn't disadvantage
How
Lando?
can we just disqualify Oscar? Wouldn't that be fun?
yeah. Is there any way we can give Oscar the penalty without Lando copping any of the flack?
Can we blame this on Oscar?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm hooked up. I've got every device. I've got my watch.
Yep.
I'm waiting.
You're
I'm
waiting
waiting
for the
for the.
break and all that?
Yeah.
All
So anyway, until that happens, let's break
We've
down.
got to treat this as
Let's treat this like it hasn't happened yet. So, the way that we structure the show is our first little segment is called Oscar's XP.
Yep.
So, as Oscar fans, as diehard fans, as proud Aussies, Oscar's our guy.
He's absolutely our guy.
We ride the highs and the many lows recently as Oscar fans. So let's get into some of the biggest talking points from his weekend. So
All right, what do you got?
the first one I'll throw at you is his qualifying. So as we know, this season, the sport in general, qualifying is where the race is often won. It's what were your words before? It's a qualifying championship.
Yeah,
I think you said.
Yep.
Very true.
Yeah.
It is. I mean...
It's actually, well, I said it before. I said it's a...
I know you said it before. That's why I threw it to you to say, what did you say before?
But that's not what I said at all. I didn't realize you were talking about just before. I said it's... I wish I could remember what I said. A time trial followed by parade. That's what it is.
I thought you had something better.
That's what I said while watching the race. I said this championship year is a time trial.
I thought it was better than
Time trial on Saturday. Can you clear your testes out or something? What's going on?
So qualifying. So I thought you had something better, but you didn't. So
that was pretty good and pretty accurate. Time trials on Saturday, parade on Sunday.
Definitely in Vegas for sure. Eh? They put on a parade.
For most of the year.
So anyway, the note I have is the yellow flag. Not really Oscar's friend. Once again, he's sort of been undone by a bit of bad luck. Charles went off, missed his braking zone, made his way back on track, but the yellows were still showing as Oscar's coming through and doesn't get to really set a final fastest lap, which left him stranded in 5th.
Yeah. You're right.
Is this still happening?
Yeah.
I've got the headphones on, so I'm like, I can't quite hear.
It was a lingering yellow. Like, don't get me wrong, what's his name? Charles going off the track warrants a yellow, naturally. But the first yellow was quite, like, Charles was already recovering, if not already back on track. And the first yellow was also quite far before turn 14. That's what was a bit odd.
Are you whispering conspiracy?
Oh, no.
Don't you dare.
Not intentional conspiracy.
Like, new F1 fans can't handle that.
No.
Okay.
Oscar, Lando fans especially cannot handle it.
How dare you say the C word?
No, I see you said it.
Well, yeah, I did. That's true.
I was saying unintentionally. Yeah. It's just a bit odd.
I wasn't going to say I was going to spell it, but I don't know how to spell it.
You can't. It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's too long.
Speaking of hard to spell, Hadjar. Did he get penalised for that?
Yeah.
Did he?
I don't think he did, no. So
what are the stewards doing this weekend? I mean, Sainz, I'm guessing, again, I don't know, but I'm guessing Sainz didn't get a penalty for what was very clearly an unsafe rejoin in qualifying.
I think he got a reprimand.
Yeah, right.
I think.
So
whatever that means.
I just don't know how he didn't get worse than that. And then that incident with Hadjar. And then we will absolutely get to it, but the Lawson in the race.
Well, that's my second point. So that's a nice little segue there. And we didn't even plan this.
No,
so that's great.
We didn't plan anything. That's why we're so fucking professional.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because Hadjar was 100% out of control and wasn't maybe adhering to the yellow flag conditions.
No.
Now, let's just for a second, let's go all the way back to Silverstone.
Wowzers.
And remember how wet that race was?
I do. It was a wet
And do you remember Oscar's just, how dare he put so much braking pressure on? That was dangerous
driving.
In wet conditions. 10-second penalty. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah, I do.
So hang on, Hadjar.
Yeah, that wasn't dangerous.
Doesn't lift dangerous. In the yellows.
Yeah, in the wet.
Keeps it full stick.
Yeah.
Just
nearly
flies up to the back of Oscar.
Almost takes Oscar out.
He's just doing these ones just all over the place. Just you know, and somehow misses everything. Just by
Oscar,
some miracle.
if he turns in, he does make contact. That's the actual skinny of it.
Yeah. So how does he not get penalised? How does the FIA go, it is what it is?
Yeah, these things happen. No, they shouldn't. And then on all this, and then what do we have? Lap 2. Cameras cut to turn 2 of the track or turn 1 of the track, and there's just fucking marshals scattered everywhere like ants, and the cars are driving. And it's like, what is happening with this sport at this moment in time?
These last half a dozen races, it hasn't. It's been
unreal.
Inconsistent
Sure.
English. I'm going to go with inconsistent.
Sounds better.
That feels more right out of the mouth.
Feels righter.
Yeah. Do you think that feels right out of the mouth?
I don't know. Not many things do.
Like that was wild scenes to see half a dozen marshals essentially looking like bowling pins.
Yeah,
on the track.
They're running for their life.
as well. Someone needs
Mexico
a police explain
with the marshals as well. It's like,
who are they going to blame now? You know what they're going to do? They're going to go, where was Lawson?
They'll blame
Where
Lawson.
was Lawson?
And then he'll get away with it.
He didn't change his racing line. He's at fault that the marshals almost got hit. So
well, he was half the reason they were on track, picking up bits of Formula 1 car.
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned him.
Yeah.
So explain to me, I'll let you have the floor on this one. So the turn 1, lap 1 incident, you have Bortoletto who just definitely made a rookie mistake.
That if a gap doesn't exist, he follows by he lives.
It had shades of Bottas from a few years ago where Bottas just went up the inside.
What they call it, Skittles.
Yeah, just forgot to brake and just took out half the pack.
No. What he did was, why are you guys braking? What the fuck? Look at this track here. What are you doing?
Look at all this space that no one's utilising.
And look, everyone's slowing down. Yeah. It's great for me.
So he took out half the pack. But then you also have Lawson, who made an ultra-aggressive move on Piastri, locked up and made contact with him, gave him a little rim job and bunted him off the track. And Oscar lost 2 positions. Very lucky that didn't just end his race right there.
Yep.
As it stands, he might still be DQ'd. There's still nothing on the nothing breaking yet. So, explain to me, is there any world that's not a penalty? And how is that different to Brazil, where Oscar got a
here's
penalty?
this fucking dumb thing, because the difference is, I'm guessing, is that it was wheel to wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Lando on Oscar in Singapore.
Yeah.
So apparently, if you can push cars out, it's fine.
But hang on,
as long as you're crashing into them wheel to wheel.
But hang on, fine. Part of that rule is you have to be in control.
Yeah, that's a big part of the rule. Yeah.
You're 100% right. Did he look like he was in control?
He was not in control, Your Honour.
No. I would argue, fine. Charles Leclerc was somewhat in control on his move on. I'm taking you back to Zandvoort. He threw it up the inside and he wheel to wheeled with George Russell, and there was no part of the car that was on the over the line. Went through the gravel and he wheeled him, and the FIA went, "Hey, hey,
close your eyes.
That's the racing we want. You weren't on the track, but that's okay. We'll allow that." Singapore, I would argue again, Lando, he had a bit of a lock up. He went out wide, but
he did
fine, some level of control.
Crashed through 2 cars.
Yeah, true. Lawson, I don't see any control there.
No. Okay, so Zandy with Charles, my only assumption is he went around the outside, but at that point, maybe he gets pushed wide. For whatever reason, the FIA want to pretend that these penalties mean anything. And then Singapore, it's a combination of lap 1 incident. He seems somewhat in control, wheel-to-wheel contact. Again, I still feel like it's inexcusable because he also crashed into the back of Max. We've seen 2 races. The last 2 races, Albon crashed into Hamilton in the back, penalty. Hamilton crashed in the back of Colapinto, penalty.
Yeah.
Lando crashed into the back in Singapore, does less damage, but regardless, still crashes into the back of another car and then to a side of another car, no penalty.
Yeah.
And then we have Brazil. Oscar locks his tyre, but like everyone said, keeps the trajectory of the car. The car continues to turn the corner because it's so late and so light. He gets through, but makes contact with the left rear of Antonelli's car, who turns in with meters of room on the right, penalty. And then, you come to this race with old love there, Lawson. Clearly not in control. Misses the apex by 3 car widths.
Oh, he was never making that corner.
No.
He went in way too hot.
He uses Oscar to slow down to the point where he broke his own car. So is that why they go, he was self-penalising? But you know what?
But it cost Oscar 2 positions. But you know what?
Oscar lost 2 position, and Kimi Antonelli gets a penalty. So Kimi Antonelli gets a penalty for 1/200th rotation of his tyre before the lights go out. And they even said he then gets a shit start.
Yeah.
So absolutely no benefit, whatever, self-penalising, if you will.
And a 5-second penalty is, you can nullify that. That is very nullifiable.
Lawson...
Did you like that word?
I did. That's great. Yeah. Lawson doesn't win the start. Oscar wins the start. So he wasn't even in contention. If he doesn't dive up there, he's not even in contention for that. Oscar wins the start off him and the 2 racing balls.
Yeah.
Lawson then locks his tyre up, completely misses it. Oscar is in the 4th fucking lane of turn 1. He's right out there. Cops a whack. Like you said, loses 2 spots. So he loses positions. No penalty.
Unbelievable that they just call that a racing incident.
It's like saying, on lap 1, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Maybe that's all it is.
We still found out what's going to happen with Bortoletto, because that was post-race.
Lap 1 is the Wild West. It's a shootout. Anything goes. There's no rules. After that, then we lock shit down.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. I really do think the FIA just hate Australians. Like, just the amount of punishment Piastri has had to cop.
It's unreal.
From the FIA this season has just been astounding. I cannot recall this ever happening to any other driver in any other season.
Yeah.
Like once, twice, sure, maybe, especially if it's a little bit of grey area, but it's just amazing how many times that this guy has to just keep taking whack after whack after whack.
He's always at the butt end of it. He's never once had the benefit of the doubt.
And like, every driver on the grid and us, because as F1 podcasting professionals, we looked at that racing incident from Brazil, because that's what it was, a racing incident, and said, let them race. How is this like... Antonelli was just as guilty in this. Oscar took preventative measures, and he had to, because he's got a championship he's still trying to stay in. And we were very vocal about, like, are we just not racing anymore? But then you come to this race, and they sort of take away all of that, which is what we want. We want to see passes. We want to see people go for gaps. But then it's like, you can't do that. You can't punish some drivers throughout the season and then take the reins off and be like, well, hey, this is what you want, because the damage has already been done. And Piastri is exactly the poster boy for that. You give him a 10-second penalty run one race, it costs him positions in the championship, and it really negatively affects his fight. But then the next race, he's also involved in a similar incident, but now he's the other driver, and now he doesn't benefit in any kind of way. The other driver involved isn't punished, which doesn't really mean anything. It costs him 2 positions, which puts him back on the back foot. Instead of fighting for a podium, now he's just trying to make up that lost ground.
Exactly
so
right.
The inconsistencies in this season have just been wild. So,
it's been a raw. It's been hard to watch, and it makes like this on incoming decision. You got to wonder, like, how will they spin this? Are they going to find a way to?
Well, I think they're just going to avoid talking about it, unless the media or other drivers are bringing it up, and they're talking about this
disqualification. Impending.
Yeah, so you're
DQ.
expecting the worst, are you?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and find a way to be like, yeah, you know what, this was within limits, or
you know, what is it? You got 1 mil, so it'd be like Lando is like, 8.01.
Yeah.
And Oscar, Oscar's 7.95.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and
Oscar.
then just, real quick, I don't think he had fuel issues at the end of the race. I think that and we did have a slight discussion about this earlier, and you said, how would they know? We've actually heard quite a few times Ferrari tell Lewis more so than anyone to lift and coast for plank wear concerns. So they must have a way of knowing.
So you reckon there is some sort of a sensor there?
I reckon there might be something ride height, they'll be able to sort of tell we're getting close or something. That's what I feel like that happened with Lando, like in hindsight. Surely it wasn't fuel, because like they said in the cover, like Button, he's like, why would they push so hard and then all of a sudden be like, oh, whoa, we're fuel lights just come on with 3 to go.
If a skid plate is being worn down, how does going slower prevent
because obviously
wear
the
and tear?
faster you're going in a straight line, the more your car's getting lower and lower and lower.
Okay.
So if you're extending your braking zone by 100
is pushing
meters,
the car down, which is creating more friction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're 200 meters lifting,
check out the
straight
big
away,
brains on Timmy.
It's not all for...
Because I'm like, you're still covering the same distance. You're still scraping the same amount.
But as soon as you let off that accelerator, that downforce comes off the car. And then the car, as soon as you put the brakes, like the energy to slow the car down pushes up on its haunches. You're taking the weight off that car. So if all these corners, he's getting all that weight off the car as quick as he can.
So it'll be interesting then, because like obviously Oscar didn't let off at all.
Yeah.
And he couldn't.
He couldn't.
Like he didn't have the benefit of a gap.
At that point, you take the risk. We get the penalty or you don't. But if you don't get the penalty, but then you've lifted off to the point you lose 3 spots, and then you don't get the penalty anyway.
But what I was going to say, it would be interesting to know if he was aware as well. And did have to make that decision of like, well, shit, I got no choice. We just have to go for it. Or if he had no idea about it at all. And
maybe that's why he took the heat off of Antonelli. Just a fraction of trying to save the plank.
All right. The final part we'll transition to is it's now been a 64-point turnaround from Oscar leading the championship to Lando, looking like securing it. This is on the assumption that there isn't a change in the... Well, I guess that does still stay. It's just a different point amount. So it's... What I was going to say, it's very interesting how many drivers past and present over this last week have come out calling out how bizarre and strange it is that this sort of fall off from Oscar is. Yeah. It's almost unheard of. Yeah. And I know there's a lot of people...
got plenty of... He's won every championship to date. He doesn't just fall off. It's not in his characteristic to do that.
No, and people will just throw shit at the wall and see what stinks. And they'll just say that, he's no longer the Iceman and he's crumbling under the pressure or whatever. But I think what everybody is kind of on the same page with is something has changed in the car. something.
Something absolutely must have. Yeah.
Obviously, McLaren aren't going to say anything. And clearly, Oscar can't say anything. Mm-hmm. But something has changed, and it's made him uncomfortable in that car.
Yeah.
Now, I think the easiest thing to say is, there's some sort of an upgrade that is more suited to Lando rather than to Oscar. Mm-hmm. And, some people might not look at that as favoring, but it is building a car or changing a component.
You're catering to one.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that alone could be enough to throw off a driver. If all of a sudden the car that you thought you were driving for half the season feels completely foreign, naturally that's going to take some getting used to. I mean, just look at the GOAT, the greatest of all time, moved to Ferrari and his struggles. The car would feel completely foreign in terms of feel to what he was used to in Mercedes. Yeah. And that wouldn't be so dissimilar in a car that's maybe had a change of suspension.
And we know, come Canada, they did go in different directions with the suspension.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if there was a point where McLaren did go to Oscar and say, look, Oscar, you're going to have to take these upgrades because we're not making the old components anymore. We don't have the facilities to do it.
Yeah. Or the budget, to be fair.
Or the budget, yeah. So you're going to have to get on board.
Different cars, yeah.
Rather than being like, hey, Lando, we're going to stick to this old component. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. It's all speculation, but I honestly do not see it as a change in mentality in Oscar. Now, there have been things that have come out, like obviously we had that whole court case with Zach Brown and McLaren, and it came out that Zach Brown did not want Oscar Piastri in the team. Yep. And that does paint a picture that you don't have the support or you're not really liked by the team or at least certain upper management. Those things are not going to feel great. And I'm sure they're going to have a mental effect on you, or they're going to be in your mind.
Yeah.
But I don't see it as Oscar fumbling the championship.
No.
I see it as something has changed in the car and he's uncomfortable with it. And I think we won't get a better idea until next year when we're back to square level playing field.
I mean, it feels a bit premeditated. This whole, all we constantly hear is low grip tracks, low grip tracks, low grip tracks. It's like, bruh, how did he go? Monza was round 16. Mm-hmm. And he was pacey enough with Lando. How did he go 16 rounds? A-okay. Totally fine. In complete control, if you will.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the next, quick math, 6-7 rounds are all low grip tracks, completely different surfaces from what the first 16 rounds were of this Formula One calendar.
Yeah.
But they've stuck with that narrative. Every time they talk to Andrea, just another low grip track. Like,
yeah.
Man, like this just seems like such a premeditated move. Like, all right, we're now focusing for Norris. No shit, people are going to ask questions. What do we do? Low grip surface, because we got all these street tracks, we got all these old school circuits. Like, that sounds right. Let's just pedal that.
I challenge anyone. Watch an onboard of Oscar Piastri in the first dozen races.
Yeah.
Look at how that car is like a train on tracks.
Just glued to the ground.
Look at his onboards now.
Yeah.
Every corner, oversteer, snapper oversteer, understeer. It's just a mess.
This is what I keep saying and feeling. Like, you watch it and you go, you can watch a Stroll on board and he's pretty in control because he's not pushing the limits of the car. And then you got Piastri's on board and he is slight lock up, a little bit of oversteer. It's because he's pushing the limit and the car's not sticking. Like, you got one or the other. Or you got the idea, like the start of the season, you're pushing and the car can take what you're doing to it.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's trying to drive the same way he was driving that car for the first 16 rounds. Now the car won't stick. Whereas Norris, no worries. The car's still on rails for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we move into the achievements?
We're running along, so yep.
Okay, so the first achievement is the final boss achievement. So usually goes to the driver who was the final boss, who basically...
Best of them.
Yeah, who won the race or, yeah, exactly. Was the best driver from the weekend. So I'm going to assume on your little piece of paper you have Max Verstappen typed out.
I do, you're correct.
Yep. So he's still very much in the championship fight. And obviously if there's a double DQ coming our way...
Could get a lot better. A lot sweeter.
Max has officially entered the chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is what we said. We said last week, for the people who didn't tune in, because fucking almost no one did, what does he need to win? And it was something major happening to Lando specifically. And then if this is what's going to transpire, he's absolutely in with a shot. With the form that he's showing.
This is best case scenario for Max and Red Bull. Yeah. Worst case scenario for McLaren.
Literally.
Yeah. It really looked like you could basically send the trophy, straight to the McLaren HQ, put a bow on it, have Lando's name etched on there. It was looking done and dusted, but all of a sudden now this thing very much looks like it's going to go to Abu Dhabi, and it could be a 3-way title fight.
Could be.
Which, I'm all for.
I mean, let's just hypothesize for a second. Say next race, Max P1, Oscar P2, Lando P3.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about 12 points between first and third heading into the final race, and that is a very realistic thing that could happen. Plus, you got the sprint. Let's not forget.
Oh, yes, you throw that little hand grenade in there too.
Like, the sprint goes a certain way, the next race plays out, you get these DQs, like this perfect concoction. You could have the top three within 10 points entering the final race.
Everything looks like the momentum is with Max. I mean, like, he's obviously had a run of form in the second part of the season, but more so right now as well. It just looks like that car, and McLaren keeps saying it, we're worried how fast the Red Bull is. It's just lucky things have played out the way they have, that it has been pretty much damage limitation. But, he's got a brand new power unit as well.
Yep.
He took that in Brazil.
And McLaren, especially if they get DQ'd now, they're not going to have the luxury of just taking a penalty to absorb a penalty to take a new engine.
You can't risk that now.
They absolutely can't. They don't have a buffer.
So, I think I'm very much Team Max for his 5th title right now.
Yeah.
I think I look at it as Max is definitely the best driver in the grid today, and so he is deserving. I think he's more deserving than Lando.
Yep.
I think if anyone wants to argue on me, that try your best. But I think...
Sorry, I wasn't even listening to what you're saying. He's miles ahead of Lando.
You weren't listening to what I was saying?
Nah,
what do you fucking think we're doing here?
Well, you say the same shit all the time. So I was just like, yeah. And then I realized what you said and expect people to fight you on it. No chance.
Well, you'd be surprised what some idiots come out of there.
You're right. You're right. But you can't, you can't look away from what Max does.
I think as well, Oscar winning a championship right now, it just looks slim to none.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So what's the next best outcome for us as Oscar fans?
It's Max every day.
It's Max winning it over Lando. And I think there's more chance of Max winning it than there is of Oscar, because Max doesn't have to fight his own team.
No, he's got the full support.
He's got the full backing.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, these next like 2 weeks, they are going to be interesting.
As far as this race specifically goes, qualifying was a lucky dip. It really was. I mean, Oscar, you knew as soon as he crossed the line and he had a minute 55
you knew
left
he was
on
out
the
of
clock.
sync. Yeah, his strategy was way off. He has to do this next lap, which is meant to be a cool lap, has to be a fast lap to get his last lap in. Yeah,
like he was a shot duck with 2 minutes to go. You're like, he's not going to get that lap in.
I'm glad that you noticed that, because I also noticed that. I was like, what are McLaren doing?
He should have bailed on that lap, especially because I think he had some kind of an issue on his last actual, like on his, what ended up being his last lap that he actually got to do. He should have bailed on that lap, really cooled down, really got everything ready, crossed on with a minute to go. That was your last lap, instead of trying to push an extra cool down lap, and it just burnt the whole thing. So out of sync. That shows the potluck that qualifying in the wet is. You need to be the last across the line, drying track, warm tyres. And Max put it on the front row, and then he, resisted Lando's attempts into turn one. He just cool, calm, and collected, and just got the move done, and never looked back.
Yeah.
He was a Grand Slam without the pole.
He showed his class once again, didn't he? Yeah. That's the moment that Lando ran wide and Verstappen went through. You knew it was game over for Lando. So
I thought he wasn't going to get second either. Unfortunately, we'll get to George.
Yeah. Okay. The next achievement is the Noob achievement. So, who was the biggest loser of the day? Who do you have?
Well, I think the biggest loser on the entire grid, massive L, Liam Lawson. Double L.
I had a feeling you were going to dedicate this one to him. Yep.
Yeah, we've spoken about his lap one, corner one antics, his lack of racecraft, fucking for the entire year. It doesn't stop with this guy. Just when I start to think, he's coming around a bit. He's putting some stuff together. He's learnt. No, he goes and does something like this and just.
Yeah, well, I agree. So I had Bortoletto as my honourable mention, because what he did was pretty just as atrocious. Yep. But I think Lawson had more to lose, right? Like, he's kind of in a he's in a teammate battle.
He was ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, and he went from 6th to 16th. Just going in too hot, maybe not playing things just a little cautious, having a bit more respect for the situation.
Turn one, lap one. You need to have your eyes open.
It cost him. It could have cost more drivers, and you could argue it definitely did cost Oscar, because there was no kind of ramifications there, and Oscar just had to wear a 2-place loss out of it. But he was the biggest loser out of it, right? He lost 10 positions, fell out of the points, had damage, and then just basically killed his whole weekend. All the good work he did, he undid it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Buffed achievement. So the most improved. Now I'll go first on this one. Carlos Sainz. So qualified P3.
Yeah.
Great work. I mean, we know that
it's the potluck quality in this, but he had to do it.
Well, yeah, he took.
Look what his teammate
took his. Yeah, I mean, and he's been doing it this whole back half of the season. You know, Sainz often looks like one of the most raciest drivers on the grid right now. I think he's in this window of operation where he's figured out the car.
Yeah, he's got the confidence, and
he's got the confidence. He's got the experience.
Yeah, the team would be looking at him now like, yes, finally, like this is what we wanted you for.
Yeah, you would think that going into next season, he would be the number one driver.
Yeah, I mean, look at the regression that Alex is going through at this moment.
He's crumbling,
which correlates perfectly with Sainz's finally coming around.
Ever since he got that podium, that just must have crushed Alex. Like, I've been with this team for a bit now. I've been pushing hard.
All these points on the board this year.
This guy comes in and snags a podium before me. Yeah, like that would hurt.
That's what I said to you at that race. You look at Williams' season. What happened? Oh, someone's got a podium.
That's what it will be remembered for. 100%.
Not Alex Albon's ripping first.
Yeah.
10, 15 races where he's racking up top 10 finishes constantly.
Yeah, so he got my biggest buff because not only that, he qualified P3, he finished P7, and if you look at the top 6 cars, I mean, they're all cars that are better than him. Yeah. You got the Red Bull, you got the Ferrari, you got the 2 McLarens, and you got the 2 Mercedes.
Yeah.
Literally, he was the best of the rest. So, bravo to Carlos. I think another great weekend out for him. I'm sure he would have loved to finish P3 or higher than 7th.
Yeah,
but again, better than the rest of the grid. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give it to Kimi Antonelli. I suppose it's a buff after his qualifying. I mean, I couldn't believe when you kind of don't realise, like, when I was watching it, and then it's like Oscar comes out, all right, who's got to clear Antonelli? And it's like, oh, he's already pitted. And then you look at it, and it's up 12 spots, and you're like, what the fuck? You forget how quickly he qualified where he did. And then to end up finishing 5th, even with a 5-second penalty, I don't know what he did on that last lap to open the gap to 4 seconds over Piastri. I mean, he was very close to actually consolidating 4th with this penalty.
Yeah.
But to go from...
he was only 4 seconds ahead so he had one second
I mean,
buffer.
With 5 to go, they were like, okay, looks like he'll drop below Sainz. He'll drop to 7th. And out of nowhere, he put in these laps with 48 lap-old tyres, mind you, and cleared everyone by Oscar.
So I'll acknowledge that was a significant achievement for sure, especially for a rookie. But I took it away from him because the hard tyre just didn't fall off. Once again,
but you look at what happened to George. He had
he had some sort of steering wheel bullshit going on. Yeah.
I mean, they thought
he went on the radio straight away and went, guys, I know like 2nd would be nice, but let's just settle for 3rd and then just you know.
But look at hindsight. How good's hindsight? If he just tries a little harder, he'd probably get some of his dick years coming. But like with Norris's pace over the last 2 laps, if he just did try a little harder.
That's a good point. I mean,
if you just hang in
we
there.
Still don't have any official... Oh, hang on, breaking. Both McLaren cars of Lando Norris have been disqualified from Las Vegas. There you go. Yeah.
So Lando and Oscar DQ'd.
So it is now official.
Nice. Breaking.
So yeah, there you go. So Kimi, to your point, Kimi now is P3. So,
so there you go.
So yeah, maybe he is more deserving
to 3rd.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Kimi, you won't hear it for another day or so. But there you go. So Kimi got P3 with those DQs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did look at it as like, all right, the strategy played him in, which bravo to Mercedes for that and trusting him in that and him pulling it off. But the tyres, man, you just couldn't pass anyone.
This is what I was,
and they just didn't fall off.
I was saying to you during the race, I'm like, what? Like we just did 07. The cars were passing each other. There was all sorts of stuff happening. It was exciting stuff. Like you could watch a battle for 20th, and there's stuff happening, and it's exciting. You watch this race today, and you've got Oscar Piastri, who's on 20 lap younger tyres. He's a better driver, more experienced driver. He's in what should be a better car. He had DRS, and he could not pass Antonelli, who's on dead tyres. Like, you're just watching, you're like, what do you need to do to generate excitement in this sport? Because those are all factors that should come into an overtake. And you just couldn't, it just wasn't happening. It's hard to watch.
I give him props for what he did, regardless. So, all right, let's try not to get distracted by this very interesting news, and we'll continue on.
Yep.
So the Nerfed achievement is the next one. Nerfed, kind of self-explanatory. It's the driver team person that had the biggest fall off.
Yep.
So this one I gave to Lewis Hamilton. Now, I'm sure you remember, qualified P20. Once upon a time was known as the Rainmaster.
Yep.
Doesn't look so comfortable in the rain anymore.
Yeah. He had a bollard again.
Yeah, and he didn't even know, because I saw the interview where they were like, Lewis, you had a bollard on your car? And he was like, did I?
What is with this guy?
I've never seen the footage. Yeah, it's like, you don't know that? You can't fucking feel that?
Like, Max has got this weird thing where he's won a race twice after doing a 360.
Yeah.
Only driver to do it. Just a weird little thing. Lewis has all of a sudden become the guy who picks up bollards in qualifying. Like, it's not nothing good coming from it.
Yeah.
But, and I also saw a funny photo. This bollard was red and white. The last bollard that he hit when he was in Mercedes was blue and silver or something.
Okay.
I was like,
so he's like blinded by it because he's the same
if he drives
shade.
in a McLaren, he'll run over a fucking traffic cone.
Yeah. He finished P10, so like he had a good recovery race, I guess.
I mean, I think it was 12th by the end of lap 1 with...
Well, I was going to say, but the majority of that was because of all the calamity on lap 1. So it wasn't him carving up the field and, shit, Lewis evolved.
No, I'm pretty sure he lost the place to Albon at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... Yeah.
So it was more just benefiting from all the rookies doing rookie things.
Yeah.
But
like you said, he'll be 8th now.
I guess now it'd be 8th, yeah. So he got my Nerfed. Who got yours?
So I get mine to George Russell. Mostly because I'm pretty fucking disgusted about his white flag nonsense. Just waving it. Like, straight away, you like even to the FIA a little bit for playing us that audio. Like, we're sitting there and we go, oh, bit of racing, let's go. But you've already heard the radio. Oh, yeah, blimey, he's a bit quick, isn't he? We don't want to lose the podium, do we? And then, they catch up. He goes to the inside. He doesn't try and outbrake him. He doesn't try to duck back into he does nothing. Just lets him through. And you're like, buddy. And then drops straight off. Like... And then you've got his teammate, Kimi Antonelli, who will just fight to the damn death like he's a damn warrior for any position.
It's like he's fighting for a fucking championship. It's like, he's up, pal.
Yeah, like he'll fight tooth and nail for any spot on that track, which he's entitled to do, which I kind of respect as much as it keeps not being good for Oscar.
I mean, we've laughed a couple times about how Mercedes have kind of point blank backed Antonelli and at the sort of humiliation or embarrassment of Russell, and put him very much in the cuck chair. Yeah. But then you look at this and you go, well, I don't blame Mercedes. Yeah. I mean, Antonelli, he's gonna fight for everything. He's not giving you nothing, and he's year one. And look at what he's achieved. Yeah, great. And then you got George, who's just a fucking drama queen. Just everything is drama.
Everything.
Why would you not at least try and fight? Like, I get modern F1. It's pretty hard to, you got to have your own race. But these cars were 10 seconds ahead of fourth.
Yeah. All you got to do is race. Like, all you got to do is defend the one DRS zone. Just try and get a good exit. And then when the DRS zone comes, you
How many times have we seen Verstappen in a slower car hold that position because he just knows where to position the car?
Exactly right.
And he fights for the... He's also a driver that's not going to give you nothing. He's not going to give you a free pass. The only thing I can think of... Verstappen.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
The only thing I can think of is because they're both fucking Brits and, just giving each other little reach around. So,
yeah. Took the words out of my mouth.
The AFK achievement.
Yep.
Hit me.
So, Alex Albon. Correct. Well, he was the only...
Is that it?
I just want to see if you had any agreements or disagreements, or normally you like to
I knew he was
show
there.
your discretion straight away.
I knew he was there.
I mean, the only guy he crashed in the qualifying. Yeah. Only guy, which is nuts. And it was an overcorrection as well. Like, it was unnecessary. And then we've already discussed about Sainz. Goes on to quali third. So again, you got put in the corner by your teammate. Yep. He then went on to finish 7th, which will now be 5th. Albon probably stuck into the points after all of that. But... it's more of a seasonal thing. We've already discussed it because we've already discussed Sainz, but it's just this ongoing thing where it's like, what happened to Albon?
Yeah, okay. So you're kind of AFKing him for like kind of this whole back half of the season.
Yeah, but like this race included quali, again, a fast car. We saw it at Baku. Got a fast car that's capable of getting you into Q3. You piss it away in Q1. Yeah. Like it's becoming a thing that he's doing while Sainz is taking that car where it belongs.
Yeah. No, that's true. Okay. Well, I gave mine to... I went the easy one. So I was initially going to go Yuki and another pit lane start. Yep. So what's that, like this third now, like in this back little parts.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They're just farming engines. Honda have a big stock and they're about to be out of Formula 1 with Red Bull. So it's like, put another one in. Yeah. Just put another one in.
Yeah, I'll take another penalty. Yeah. Dude was starting in New York, you know. Nah, but I gave mine to Alpine because I literally feel like... fruit. Yeah, it is. It's an easy pickings.
I mean, come on, Gasly qualified.
Yeah, I mean, the great equaliser, the rain, he qualified well, but then...
and he got taken out in the first lap.
But
I don't like where you're going with this.
Well, I'm grouping... This is why I'm grouping Alpine, because, you know, you've got the 3 cars that didn't make the finish. They all DNF'd, and then
Albon was one of them, actually, so he won't get the points.
Albon was one of them, and then Colapinto's, you know, he's got the rear of the field, that P17 there.
He's got that locked up.
Literally didn't see him all weekend.
Yeah, he'll be 15
and then Gasly,
probably career high result.
Well, yeah, true, yeah, season high. Good on him. And then Gasly, he did do well. But then it's just funny. It's just their season. When you do well, something outside of your control takes you out, and then it looks like on paper, P15, P17. Yeah, that seems about right.
So that's the thing. Like you said, when we're watching it, that's the problem with qualifying P5. That shouldn't be a dangerous place to qualify. You're on the third row of the grid.
Don't forget, this is the tightest the grid has ever been. Yeah, and the mid pack is the most.
There's one thing between qualifying 5th and then 15th. Like 5th is not the danger zone. Piastri was Gasly was in that area, and of course he finds himself getting taken out. He would have been safer. Look at Hamilton, 20th. He'd come out 12th. This is the race. He would have been a lot happier qualifying in the back of the grid. And unfortunately, he put in a stellar effort and got caught up in the front of the grid shenanigans.
I just laugh at it because, you know, we all know the history of Flavio and we know the presence and the personality of him. We know that Doohan was ripped out of that seat just super quick, and then they threw Colapinto in, and they've been just double down on him. But the dude has literally done nothing for them. Yeah, and Gasly still shows like these little flashes of that he has the motivation, or he's got a little bit of something there that they could potentially build off. But we know that team has some big backing. They've got some big names behind it. They got some big expectations, and they have been just abysmal all season. So,
all right, we got to move on.
No scope. So the no scope category, So we've just tweaked things a little bit. So the no scope category is for the overtake of the Grand Prix. Now this season, bit of a danger introducing this one because
it may not happen.
It may not happen. There may not be some overtakes, and it seems to be a rarity in the sport these days. However, it has found its way into our categories, our achievements. So I dare say we're going to have the same one.
Okay. Mine was Charles Leclerc on Isaac Hadjar, lap 13.
Yep.
Which, if you recall, was one lap after he overtook Oscar due to a mistake. But yeah, as you can see, no, not necessarily a DRS overtake. He had the DRS for sure, but he had to brake. He had to make a braking overtake, which is not something that these modern F1 drivers, with the aid of DRS, is something they are accustomed to.
Well, he made a few moves. He was definitely a mover and a shaker. The Hadjar move, whilst it wasn't the flashiest or the most
but he had to get it done.
Pizzazz.
It's not like Norris is on George, where he's literally back in front before the braking zone. You know? You actually have to make the maneuver happen.
They also did make a good point, the commentary team. So unfortunately, I forgot about the F1 TV coverage. My mistake. So we watched Sky, and I feel dirty. Filthy. Yeah, I'm gonna scrub every inch of my body. Burn all my clothes. But I think it was Jensen, maybe. I will not say who should not be named. Who potentially said it as
commentator.
They mentioned about the DRS having minimal effect because the wings are so small, and I was like, that's actually, again, that's something that you probably don't think about. You just see a wing.
Well, they brought that up at all of these sort of high downforce tracks.
But I guess on Vegas, you got this 2 kilometer back straight, and you think, how are they not just flying past these cars? Yeah, they can't do it, and I mean,
they've already got minimal aero.
They've already kind of nullified that. So. I had the same.
Not to mention, when we were watching it, like you go, is Oscar's DRS broken? Because they're a kilometre down the straight and the thing hadn't opened up yet. Yeah, like they make the DRS zone so tight. Yeah, they've gone too far in the extreme of making the DRS zone so small. Like I don't even know what to say because I'm kind of in both ways. I hate DRS. Yeah, but then they've made the sport in such a way you need it. Cars cannot. The braking zones are so short. You can't do an old-fashioned late braking maneuver. Like you're really limited on what you can do. So with these cars, you have to rely on the DRS. But then they make the DRS zone so short. Yeah, you have to be within a second to trigger it. But you have to be within 4/10 down the straight,
which is
at the start for it to be effective.
Modern F1 cars can't run.
You can't run that close together.
Yeah.
Exactly right. It's oh my god.
By the way, if you're hearing a lot of creaking come through the microphone,
I can't
it's because Timmy runs heavy.
I need a chair.
He's busted up the chair. Yeah. Mine, no squeaking at all. Same age. So
yeah, I need a new chair. So crowdfunded.
Okay, so we've got a new category. It's the 1v1 category. So we're going to spin a wheel selector. It's going to land on a team, and then we're going to have a quick little powwow about that teammate head-to-head. So each week moving forward, it's just generated at random.
Off the cuff?
Off the cuff. Just how we like it, off the cuff, yeah.
Raw.
We're raw dogging it. No notes. We're off script, so anything could happen.
I don't think we've talked about Sauber, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Love talking about Sauber.
So I'm going to spin the wheel. You ready?
Spin it.
Any team you're hoping for?
Not McLaren. Not Williams.
Not Williams, not McLaren. We have definitely not spun this before. Ferrari.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Well,
all right. Where do you want to start?
With the DQs, what do we say? Hamilton's 8th. Charles must now be 4th.
Yep.
It's probably about right.
Charles has had Lewis's ticket all season, and I think we all expected that. I have to laugh. The Ferrari head boss came out and just flamed them publicly.
It was very good. You got to wonder if they took that either A, who the fuck's this guy? I don't imagine they see him too often.
Have I met him?
Yeah. Who am I just getting fucking reamed by this bloke?
Yeah. Actually, Lewis is like, say what, man, you're paying me $63 million.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'll talk all I want.
Idiots.
Yeah. You can't take my mouth.
Yeah.
His 8th looks pretty nice now from 20th as well. So there's not much talk. We've already talked about both these drivers, but as far as head-to-head goes, I think this race was. Charles had the pace. How much you got to wonder? Charles had a lot of pace. He said it. He closed up on the back of Oscar, and then he lost out in the pits, and then he closed up on the back of him again. He probably had the pace to come forth without the DQs anyway.
Yeah.
If not to be on the podium. What happened in quali? Did he have a issue? I don't recall. I think he just didn't put the lap together.
Spun on that last lap.
He did. Yeah. So he must have qualified 8th, 9th, 10th anyway. So they both didn't put quality together, but then I think the race pace was good for both of them.
Yeah. I think I think everyone expected Ferrari to finish second in the constructors, and now it looks like they're out of the picture. Yeah. It looks like Mercedes are probably going to have it wrapped up because they're fighting one person in Red Bull.
Yeah.
And Ferrari just keep fumbling weekend after weekend and bleeding points. So at one stage it looked like Ferrari could still take it here if they can just string together a couple of good weekends. I don't know who you blame. I don't think you can blame Charles.
So I think I see where you're putting the blame.
Yeah,
I think 40-year-old.
I think where you're bleeding is on Lewis, and qualifying P20, especially after you just got flamed by
whoever he was, the Italian,
the old dude.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily at this stage of the season.
Yeah.
Not great. It's not a great look. Lewis looks super dejected. It gives me shades of Ricciardo last year.
Well, he said, I read a quote recently, he said it's the worst race season he's had in his career. How did Ferrari feel? That's a pretty big stab at Ferrari. It's not like you've had 2 years here and this year's just fallen off. You've just come to this new team. It's not going to plan, and then you're just like, this is the worst season I've ever had in my entire career.
And he's still got another season of it to go.
Yeah. He's about to rack up, almost definitely going to rack up no podiums. The sprint, that doesn't count. No podiums in a year for the first time in his career. I also heard over the coverage, it's the first time since 2015 Ferrari aren't going to make the top 3 constructor.
Wow, yeah. So 10 years, a decade, yeah.
That's unreal. When I think about it,
whilst they haven't actually had that major success, they've kind of always been there, but now it's
and honestly, if they had signs in the car,
does that happen? You got to think
they come second again, right?
Yeah, it looks like it was a misstep by both the team and the driver to make that change. So good powwow.
Yeah, nice.
All right,
on to the next
one.
Maybe we should do that first in the future.
What, just the wheel spinner?
Yeah,
the 1v1.
Yeah. Or maybe. Second.
I'll think about it.
Just so we're not.
I'll take your feedback on board. I'll consider it.
Because we talk about half the drivers.
No.
Hey, whatever.
Maybe. Maybe we could do it last.
What do we got? Last? That's even worse.
Because we've talked through everyone. Okay. All right. I'll consider your proposal.
Yeah.
Still
You'll
no.
be sure to let me
Still
know.
no.
Yeah.
We start with final boss, and that is
HR.
final. Okay. Proximity chat is the next achievement. So
another new one.
Yeah, we've had this one. We're just sort of renaming it just to make it a little bit more iconic to itself.
Sure.
So the proximity chat is for the best radio call, message, or even commentary line that came from the race weekend. Mm-hmm. So I'll give you mine first. Maybe we have the same one. I don't know.
I've got two because I kind of figure which one you might get, so I have a pivot.
So mine was GP to Max, where he said Lando has been told to come and get you.
Yeah.
And what does Lando do? Proceed to finish 20 seconds behind Max. Max just doesn't respond with anything and does all his talking on the track. Yeah. Puts the hammer down. I think it was only like 4 laps later. There was already a 2-second gap.
Go up 2 more seconds. Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that was great. There wasn't a lot of zingers over the radio this weekend, but
some long-winded ones from Dramatic George. But
I'm a big fan of that GP Verstappen relationship and their little banter that they have.
It's pretty good. Yeah. So mine, I'm going to pivot, was overtake. We're going to go get Max, which is what he said to Lando.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I wrote both down because I'm like, I know you're going to have one of them. So
but even still, what kind of message is that? Do I want to overtake or just hold?
Exactly. Do I want, what did he say? Do I want DRS or protect the tires? He said, overtake, we're going to go get Max. Yeah. Like full of confidence and pep. It's like, whoa, let's not forget who you're dealing with. And I think that's why GP took so much, attitude on board with it.
I just love Red Bull's approach to they just give little jabs into McLaren.
To any wannabe threat out there, they're just like, all right, let's go.
You want to play this game? We've been playing this game for years, right? So,
Max Lando has been told to come and get you.
It's great. Yeah,
it's the way he says it too. You get a real kick out of it.
Oh, he puts a little flair on it, doesn't he?
Sure.
Little sarcastic sprinkle. So
do that again.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
It's like
I'll send you a photo later.
Like a foot long?
Yeah. Okay. It's always just, have you been spying on me?
Foot long, sheesh.
All right, Easter egg achievement. So the Easter egg achievement is for the best stat or fact from the race weekend. You can pull from anywhere. So how about I give you my one first?
Sure.
Now, because we're recording this pretty early, I didn't have a big pool to pull from. But
it takes a while for things to come out.
Yeah, and I don't really want to do deep dives on stuff. I love stats and facts, but I don't want to work for it. You
don't want it to come across
feed it to me,
force
feed it to me.
You just move on.
Yeah. Anyway, I did see this one, and I thought this was quite interesting. So, the speed record for Las Vegas. Do you know what that is and who holds it?
As in top speed?
Yep.
364 kilometers an hour, Pierre Gasly.
You would be wrong. Oh. You said it with such gusto too.
I did.
I was at first I was a little bit heartbroken that you saw it, great, but then you just got it completely wrong. Okay, so now you look like an idiot.
Okay, well tell me because
balance is restored. Well, it's funny because it's your man Alex Albon last year, 369. Yeah, so it's just shy of the all-time record. Do you know what that is?
372 at Monza.
Who?
At Monza, I don't know who.
Bottas.
At Monza?
I don't actually know if it was at Monza.
No,
sorry, I do. It was at Mexico in 2016.
Yeah. There you go. Monza, the fucking home of speed.
Yeah, doesn't have the speed record. I thought that was interesting. The other little tidbit there was he hit 13,194 RPM and was in 8th gear. Now, the 8th gear thing was less impressive.
They all get in 8th gear.
But 13,194 RPM.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot.
That is crazy.
That's screaming.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you shifting your Kia Picanto 2,500 RPM and you're changing gears?
So, look, if I haven't eaten breakfast that day.
Yeah, it's a lot. The reason I thought it was Pierre is because I did see something come across my feed, and it was Pierre last year, the year before in qualifying. His engine erupted because it went past its desired rev range because he had DRS, 8th gear, impressively, pinged 364, I think I read, and then it just
sounds like an Alpine.
Yeah.
This is uncharted territory here.
Yeah, it's too quick for me. So my Easter egg: Max has finished the last 200 races. Sorry, the last 200 races Max has finished. It's important. In points. Alain Prost only ever entered 199 races in his entire career.
Yeah, wow.
So I thought it was an interesting comparison.
Yeah, that's a good
Don't forget, Alain Prost, when he retired, he owned all the records. Most races, entered most wins, he had all these records at one point.
The professor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then now Max has just casually racked up 200 points finishes in a row. Races that he's finished.
Yeah, it's a good mirror of old F1 to new F1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Side quest achievement.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who hasn't been watching us before, the side quest is a headline or a news story that we came across from the week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was a lot to choose from this week. This was a juicy week in F1.
Yeah.
So you want to go first?
All right. Less races. Not so many street circuits. A straightforward calendar. 2-day race weekends. No sprints. 1 practice. 1 qualifying in a race.
So what I'm understanding is Max Verstappen wants to be a part-time racer.
Yeah. But interesting. No sprints. The king, the undisputed king of sprints. The
He
guy
just wants
who's
to work less.
going to go down on record as the best ever sprint racer.
I respect it. Get paid the same.
Yeah. The guy
work
who
less.
does nothing but race every weekend
Yeah.
wants less races. Not so many street circuits. He's also a street circuit king. Like everything he's good at, he's just like, yeah.
Well,
Like 1 practice I
can
get.
you blame the guy? Like modern F1 is as dull as it's ever been, right?
Yeah.
And like,
I like the idea of a 2 race. Like I'd agree with a lot of it. 2-day race weekends, one practice. Like why not? Why are you doing 3 sets of practice sessions?
yeah, I'll actually pivot a little bit there. I think I like. Look, I'm a big more racing the better.
I mean, give me the sprints every weekend, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I actually think that Formula One should shift to do all your practices on Friday. Practice 1 and 2, whatever. I'll have 3 practices on Friday. Who gives a fuck? And then they should do a qualifying session and have it an hour, whatever.
Right.
And then they should have a top 10 shootout where you've got 1 car, 1 lap on the track at a time, and you work through. Obviously, the V8 supercars do this not for every round. They only do it for
Most of them.
They do it for most of them? Okay. I think that if you're in a sport that's all about precision and being like the best of the best, get rid of all this traffic bullshit and all these games and all this dirty air and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Why not show these cars off at pure pace? Driver, car, clean lap, go balls to the wall and order the top 10 like that. I would love to see that.
We've seen with the implementation of the sprint, they clearly want 5 sessions a weekend. 3 practice, 1 quali, 1 race. They take away 2 practice sessions for the sprint.
Yeah.
So they could do it. I mean, if they want the cars on track 5 times a weekend, do it that way. I like the idea. 1 practice session. If you want to do a sprint weekend, that's where you do your top 10 shootout. You go your sprint, so you practice, qualifying, that incorporates a top 10 shootout, sprint race, then you can have your traditional qualifying. Because there's one thing that really irks me with sprint races, it's that the qualifying is exactly the same for both.
Yeah.
Like the same format. You're not really open. Like by the time you see qualifying the second day, you're like, well, I've already seen this. Like, I wish they'd just change the qualifying format for the sprint, and that's the perfect way to do it. Keep your 3 phases of quali, but then the last phase is top 10 shootout.
Yeah, okay. All right. Maybe this is a ploy to protect his records. Maybe he's like, less racing, less chance for points, less time in the car.
It's true.
Who's going to beat me? Yeah.
Exactly.
So maybe he's thinking about the future.
Yeah, he's the only guy who seems to be able
legacy.
to win these sprints. So he's just got to keep racking them up.
Okay, my side quest, like I said, there was a lot to choose from, but I'm going to go with probably the easy one because I'm a big fan of conspiracies and thought process and, whatever, ins and outs. So obviously the big thing that caused a little bit of ruckus was Oscar Piastri the reposting drama. So, there was a quote that was posted from Bernie Ecclestone about McLaren favouring Lando and all the reasons why. And then it was seen that Oscar Piastri, or at least his Instagram page, had reposted the quote. And then it was promptly deleted.
It wasn't promptly. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, I heard at first it was up for 7 hours, but then I saw reports that it was literally like a minute. So either way, it was reposted and then taken down at some point. And it was interesting because when the story first broke, there was quite a bit of... There was nothing from Oscar for about a day. We didn't hear anything.
So he just wasn't addressing it. Quite a while at that point, I thought.
Yeah, and by him not addressing it, I think I was like, this seems like fake news. But then once it was addressed, I was like, oh, shit, this is real.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring this up because I think it's an interesting thing, and I'm sick of people that don't like F1 drama, then what the fuck are you watching the sport from? Half of you came from Drive to Survive, which is literally the most dramatic thing
drama
in Formula 1.
Go back and watch the Kardashians.
Yeah. Hey, whoa. Don't take pot shots at my missus.
Yeah. Sorry. Which one?
Hang on, let's go. She's not listening to us at this point. She's
That's
already...
Not many are.
So, anyway, this is where I'll start here. Do you believe... What do you believe? Just tell me what you believe with this. Because you're maybe a little bit more logical than I am, whereas I like to be skeptical.
Well, I don't imagine Oscar Piastri runs his own media pages.
Yep.
Maybe he stumbles across them every now and then, but I feel like as though he's got a team who just does it, and also probably gets his permission before they post anything or do anything. So I can't imagine. I imagine it was intentionally reposted, but maybe by a bad egg. It's his equivalent of the RB mechanic who was, thumbs downing Lando.
So initially he said that he woke up and didn't know anything about it and didn't really have anything to comment and just whatever and just dismissed it, and that's fine. But then it was later revealed that it was someone in his inner circle. And now obviously his inner circle can be close knit to him that has access to his social media page.
Yeah. But surely he'd have professionals. Surely it's not just like his missus and his best mate running his Facebook page.
Or Mark Webber or something.
Yeah.
Mark Webber, but I'm sure that they have access to it, right? Like, I'm sure not only one person has access to it.
I'm sure he's got a team, right? I'm sure he's got a PR team who manages socials, surely. I mean, we got a little social thing going on, and I can't even keep up with the damn comments.
Yeah. So, so let's just say, first of all, he did repost it, right? And then he deletes it.
Yep. Your cheeky delete.
Why would he admit to doing that? You'd be a dumbass to do it, right? So let's say he did.
Keep it posted and admit it. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Good quote.
Yeah, either that or you go, oh shit, it was an accident. Like, fat fingered it or whatever.
Yeah.
One of those two situations, if there was some sort of intention behind it. Now, if it was accidental, that's fine. But are you telling me that a 24-year-old Gen Zer doesn't know how to operate Instagram? Like, this dude drives Formula 1 cars with gloves on at 300 kilometers an hour on a steering wheel that's half a fucking computer.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know he accidentally hit a repost button, or he accidentally did and then, whatever. I don't know.
I mean, people would have messaged him as well.
I've never... Like, I get people have accidentally reposted stuff. Do I need to
expose your Snapchat story?
No. Well, that wasn't an accidental repost. That was just I sent it to the wrong person. But what I'm saying is, if there was some like little game around it, who's to say that he didn't repost and then pull it, and just because all you have to do is say, oh, it was an accident or someone else did it, but it's not a great look for McLaren, is it?
No.
Like, some people might say it's not a great look for Oscar.
Unwanted.
But if he's like tied up in red tape and he can't actually say what's going on, right? But
it's a cheeky
he's kind of nudging you into this direction of, hey, like, look at what this person said. Yeah. This person's a pretty big person in Formula 1. Of course he's not going to admit to it.
So it's the whole LeBron James thing. I'm a little bit upset. I'm going to post an emoji. And people are just going to go crazy.
Let them then...
What does that mean? Let everyone come to their own conclusion.
Thing. Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
So obviously we have had the confirmation that McLaren have double DQ'd.
Yep.
So no points for them this weekend. That brings Max Verstappen right well and truly into the title fight. So now McLaren can't afford a misstep. He's still 2 races and a sprint to go.
The sprint is going to be his bestest friend.
Yeah.
And Oscar getting a second chance again. I mean, he's back to 24. He started this race. You might as well write this weekend off for Oscar.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. He gets another chance now to be within 24 and just try to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, what did I say a couple of weeks ago? Like, fuck around and find out. And McLaren have done just exactly that, And,
they've now had an issue with the skid plate. They're going to be a little bit hesitant in these next 2 races to run the car so low and risk this happening again.
Yeah, so how much does that upset the balance of the car, the performance? You know, I said it before, Max is on a heater and he's found some form. That car looks like the fastest car on the grid again.
And clearly, if that McLaren doesn't qualify in the first 2 rows, they're not necessarily a shoo-in to just drive back up the front. If they
look how much they struggle when they are in dirty air. Yeah,
so they really need to put qualifying together.
you've got two Ferraris that are just desperate to make anything happen this season. And, you've got Hamilton who hasn't had a podium, so he's got everything to fight for. Mm-hmm. He's not going to relinquish a second, third position if he's in one, if he finds himself in one. And you've got Mercedes. We said before, Kimi just doesn't give you nothing. So if we find cars between Max and Lando and Oscar, all of a sudden, it really looks like things could shift towards Max's favor. And again, you'd probably back him as the favorite. You know what's most interesting about this? Do you remember, was it Hungary, where Verstappen viciously attacked George out of anger, where he had to relinquish the spot, and then he just rammed into him? Spain was it? Sorry. Do you think he looks back at that now and go, I should not have done that? It cost him positions, it cost him points.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and now at that point, he probably didn't think he was going to find himself at a pointy end of a championship.
We talked about Austria. He got taken out by Kimi Antonelli in a race he would have finished top 3.
Yeah.
All these things. This is why every point matters. You just never know when it'll matter.
Yeah.
This is when it matters.
Well, it does prove that you're never out of it until you're out of it. Because even when things look dead and buried or just slim, the FIA could pull on Michael Massey and say 5 cars can unlap themselves, no other cars.
I mean, we've talked about this race. Rosberg has a mechanical failure in the last race. 2007, Hamilton had a mechanical failure in the last race. These things can happen.
Yep. So Max has done what he's had to do, really, and he's made sure that he's remained in the fight. Yeah. And now we've got 2 races and a sprint. So
imagine if Brazil
50. How much do you get for a sprint win? Is it 12 or 10? 8? That's 8. Okay, so 58 points on the board for him to still collect, and then it really is dependent. Let's just assume he does collect golds and all of those. Where do the McLarens finish, and can they hold them off?
I mean, if he has the Brazil weekend he should have had, he walks away with probably at least 9 more points.
Yeah,
and you're looking at a 15.
Yes and no. I still think that taking the power unit was a masterstroke. Because now you've got a nice fresh engine in the boot to carry you to the end here, where I'm not sure the McLaren circumstances, but I don't think they have new power units, and they can't afford to take a penalty now.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah,
they'll be
spicy,
stuck with what they've got left.
Yep. Well, we're going back to back to back. So next week's Qatar, which is the final sprint round, and then we've got Abu Dhabi for the finale. So all of a sudden, this championship is truly alive.
I mean, even look at the last 2 races. We saw Oscar and Max on the same last lap of both races, both in a potential position to overtake the car ahead to get more points, and it didn't happen on both races. You know, go back to Mexico. Max gets that extra spot, 3 more points. And obviously Oscar's equal point positions back. Like, they both could be this much closer if things worked out a different way. God, you just gotta like the ball's still well and truly in Lando's court. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
he's just no longer, depending on the sprint goes, but he's not. It's harder to go. It's harder to win it next week, but he could still leave Qatar.
Well, here's the thing: we know how he performs under pressure. Before races go, he had nothing to lose, and he could drive that way, and McLaren strategized them that way. But now he has something to lose, right?
I mean, I wonder.
So that's going to change the mindset. But look at how he treated Verstappen in turn 1 here. Well, his whole focus was on Verstappen, keeping him behind. That he outbraked himself, went wide, and lost the position anyway. Yeah. Look at what Verstappen being there does to this man.
Exactly right.
So now, all of a sudden, he can snatch a championship off you. It changes the way that you think and you feel and you act. We saw the footage of him leaving Las Vegas, and that was clearly after the stewards' discussion.
Been told, what happened.
He looked concerned. Yeah. And these things, they're going to sit with you, and now you don't have time to kind of recompose. Now it's straight into the next weekend. So you just got to deal with it now. So.
The team are absolutely publicly going to come out and back Oscar. Lando.
I was going to go. No, what fucking universe are you living on?
That's what's going to happen now. I mean, they said they'll only back a driver once one is mathematically out. He's not.
No, you can't. Because Zach Brown just said just a week ago.
Well, I'm just saying they're now at a point where they are neck and neck.
Zach Brown just said, "How can you do that to a driver? Would rather see them lose to Verstappen."
I hope they stay true to that, as much as I don't think they are anyway. Well, but publicly, they're now at a point where every point Oscar takes off Lando, if he can manage to take any off him, is now a detriment to McLaren's goal of winning a drivers' championship. That is now where they are at. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope it doesn't happen, or if honestly, I hope it does happen. I couldn't care less. As long as Max goes through and takes it all from McLaren, I'll be laughing.
Yep. All right, that wraps up Las Vegas. So wow, what a roller coaster of a weekend. Yep. If you're still here with us watching, thanks for the support. Yeah. Please like the video and subscribe because it really helps. It goes a long way. It's, I get it. I don't subscribe to half the shit I watch because
we're guilty.
We're guilty as well. But if you have enjoyed this, it does help a long way, and we love to see it. We get a little kick out of it. Feel free to comment on any of our socials because Timmy just love
a comment.
Yeah, you just love a little bit of back and forth, and
I do. Yeah.
Putting those Lando fangirls in their place.
I'll try. I'm a bit scared.
Yeah.
Bit scared.
But yeah, thanks again. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week in Qatar.
Sweet. See you then.
GG's.
All right.